All right, addressable advertising. It's getting a lot of attention, a lot of press. Well, I'm here to tell you what's next, why it's more effective, and how it's going to create more revenues for you. It's called personalized advertising. And what that means is that we embrace the viewer. When we deliver TV ads going forward, we'll do that within the confines of the viewer's interests, values, and lifestyles. By putting the viewer first, everything else falls into place. Ad revenues increase. In fact, when we started this venture, we had a conversation with an ex-president of one of the largest media companies. And he said that he thought revenues would 10x. We think that's a little optimistic, but we like where he was going. We also see that there are a number of new opportunities for revenue creation. So if this doesn't excite you, it really should, because we're finding that it is your competitors. Now, I don't want to scare you. I'm not going to show any home videos, but I do want to share my inspiration. So this was several years and probably about 30 pounds ago when I was watching television with my 2 teenage daughters at the time. And during that segment, an ad came on, one of those specific ads, where there was that awkward silence. It makes you realize how long 30 seconds can really last. And it's at that point that I started to take note about how unrelated ads are to my lifestyle, my values, and my interests. Now, I'm Jim Birch. I'm the founder of Filtrie. And we filter out those annoying, disruptive, and sometimes offensive ads, and we do it in a way that actually makes you more money. So I want to be clear here, and we really need to face the facts that viewers are really annoyed. They feel frustrated because of the ads that they're receiving. They feel overwhelmed at times. And so what most people are doing, myself included, and I would suspect a fair number in the audience, we time shift content so we can skip through those ads. Well, the problem is, if viewers are not watching those ads, then the whole ad-supported model falls apart. So in our solution, it not only creates a win for the advertisers in the sense that we're able to deliver ads based on the actual viewer, and it creates a win for you because we're able to generate much higher revenues, but it's also a win for the viewers because now we can start to deliver ads based on their requirements. Now, our solution is very simple. The user goes on, creates a profile. We pair that with their mobile device, and we use that to determine the proximity relative to the TV. So when they walk into the room, we're able to identify which of the viewers in the household is actually watching TV. And based on the profile they provided, we're then able to deliver the appropriate ad. Now, 5 minutes later, you might get up from the room and leave. Your wife comes in or your children come in. It does the same thing. It's able to detect that there are new viewers, and based on their profile, insert the appropriate ads. Now, with the help of Mike, I'm actually going to go ahead and do a quick demo of our prototype system. All right. So first of all, we're going to take a look at it from the viewer's perspective. So again, the viewers can go in and enter in as much or as little information as they want. So this is our default settings. I'm going to have Mike kind of spice it up a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting. So we can go in and change behavioral, demographic, just a number of categories. You know, the days of delivering an ad just in English and Spanish really are over when you consider there are more than 70 million people in this country that are from overseas. So now that we've gone in, we've created the profile, I'm going to have Mike go in and create an ad campaign. He's going to pick a specific ad, and instead of buying a 30-second time slot, he's going in and he's defining the audience that he wants to have this ad delivered to. And so once it's done, then our system manages the delivery and placement of that ad. Now, because my phone is actually paired to the device, it's going to detect that I'm in proximity of the screen. And based on my profile, it's actually going to generate the ads.
Here on CBS after this.
The left-hand side is the original content, and the right-hand side is what we provided. So we went from an English ad to now a Spanish ad. Let's go ahead, Mike, to the next slide. And on top of that, we're then able to generate some very specific and meaningful data that we can share with the advertisers as well as with you, creating a lot more value. I'm going to switch back to the presentation at this point. I want to be very clear that we are not censoring the data in any way. we're empowering viewers to start to set limits so that the ads become more relevant. There we go. Oh, jump ahead. What that means then, if you're in the same-sex relationship and you want to see ads that are more reflective of your lifestyle, that's great. We can do that. Or maybe you don't want your 12-year-old to be exposed to the beer ads. That's fine. We can put on a juice ad instead. Maybe you're vegetarian and you're tired of seeing hamburger ads. Well, that's great. We can put in organic carrots. But you get the idea. Ads now become relevant based on the actual viewer. Now, viewers can go in and update their profile at any time. So if someone wants to go on a vacation to Hawaii within the next 6 months, that's great. What we'll do is we'll start to deliver then ads that relate to special packages or deals for the Hawaiian vacation. The bottom line, though, is that if we can make the ads more relevant, then they're more likely to be watched. And if they're watched, it creates value for the advertisers, and that in turn creates more revenues for you. Now, we leapfrog addressable advertising because we're not concerned about delivering an ad to just an IP address. We're focused on delivering an ad based on who's actually watching. We use the cell phone, which is actually a great tracking device because 95% of the time, it's within 3 feet of your body. We use that to track when you walk in and out of the room passively. No sign-ons required. It means then that advertisers no longer need to buy that 30-second time window. They can actually buy specific known individuals. And this opens up a whole new range of capabilities and revenue possibilities for you. So let's talk about why us. I mean, we're a young, creative startup, but we have 3 patents that have already issued, with more on the way. If you look at our team, it's a seasoned, experienced team, and we've got partnerships with companies that are forming, with companies and organizations that you would expect, as well as a number that you wouldn't. This is obviously a very strategic and a very interesting opportunity. Not only do we have the possibility of increasing your revenues 3 to 5x, but we can do it in a way that actually enhances the viewer experience. So if this is of interest to you, I invite you to come to our booth at the Tech Stadium, contact me direct, and we can talk about this in more detail. So I appreciate your time. Thank you.